Good evening. It's Monday, the 28th of November, and it's time for the news on RIK 2. President Anastasiadis told United Nations emissary on Cyprus, Espan Barthaida, that he is ready to restart the negotiations for a Cyprus settlement from the point they were left at Montpellerin. Anastasiadis met Ida this morning to discuss how the negotiations could be restarted. Government spokesman Nikos Christodoulidis told our television station that Anastasiadis set out his position that fixing a multi-party conference to discuss security issues must be preceded by a substantive discussion on the criteria regarding territorial adjustments and their application on a map. Asked to comment on a demand put forth by Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu for a roadmap to a solution, Christodoulidis said this issue did not come up at the meeting because the demand cannot be accepted by the Greek Cypriot side. The spokesman said that the Greek Cypriot side is the one that wants the process to proceed forward, but added that a successful outcome of a conference requires good preparation. In an earlier statement to our radio, Christodoulidis hailed the response of the Turkish government on a preparatory meeting between Turkey and Greece on the issues of security and guarantees. He said a date is expected to be fixed for the meeting and added that this would be helpful for the process. Ida said that there are no unbreachable issues, but conceded that the Montpellerin result was a step back in the sense that there were great expectations that were not fulfilled. He also said that it is up to the two leaders to decide how to proceed forward. Ida met with Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Kemal before midday. Espan Barthaida has had a telephone conversation with Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu discussing developments in the Cyprus problem. The talk was part of a flurry of diplomatic activity aimed at restarting the Cyprus negotiations after the Montpellerin failure to reach an agreement that would lead to their final stage. Turkish media, quoting diplomatic sources, said that Ida and Cavusoglu had a discussion in relation to the negotiations for a Cyprus settlement. Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Kemal is scheduled to visit Istanbul and may have a meeting with Turkey's President Tayyip Erdogan. British Foreign Minister Boris Johnson is scheduled to visit Cyprus tomorrow, and United States Deputy Foreign Minister Jonathan Cohen is expected in Nicosia later in the week. AGEL Secretary-General Andros Kyprianou has said that the situation regarding the process for a Cyprus solution is very difficult, calling for an in-depth examination of steps needed for the continuation of the negotiations. Kyprianou was commenting on his talks with the Greek Prime Minister in Athens yesterday. He said that the issues to be discussed during the last stage of the negotiations must be resolved beforehand to safeguard a successful outcome. Kyprianou made it clear that AGEL has no problems at all with the policies of the Greek Prime Minister and his Foreign Minister Nikos Kotchas, adding that it would be wrong to assume that he visited Athens because of these. He added that he conveyed AGEL's positions to the Greek government and that there has been an exchange of views on further moves. Kyprianou also said that President Anastasiadis had been informed about the meeting beforehand, adding that he is very satisfied with the discussion with the Greek government. Kyprianou met President Anastasiadis today, briefing him on the talks with Tsipras. Two Greek nationals who have been members of the board of the former Laiki Bank appeared for the first time before a Cypriot court today and were committed for trial by an assize court in January. Efthimios Bouroutas and Markos Foros decided to come to Cyprus to face justice after former Laiki CEO Andres Viannopoulos died suddenly early in November. Bouroutas and Foros will be tried on 2 counts of manipulating the market and keeping falsified accounts. 2 Cypriots accused in the case, Neoglis Lissandrou and Banayotis Kounis, are facing 2 additional charges of conspiring with the aim of defrauding. Bouroutas and Foros were released on personal bail of €200,000 each to appear before the assize court on January the 17th. Three hooded robbers grabbed a case today containing €65,000 from a man who was going to the bank. Police said that the men attacked an employee of a supermarket in Ipsonas suburb as he was about to enter his car to drive to the bank. They hit him on the head and got away with a case containing the money. The police cornered off the area and collected evidence which might lead to the culprits. The Syrian army and its allies drove rebels from a strategically important area of eastern Aleppo today in an accelerating attack that threatens to crush the opposition in Aleppo. One rebel official denied the report that al-Sakur had fallen, an advance that would cut the rebel-held eastern districts of Aleppo in two. But the Syrian Observatory said rebels had lost control of more than a third of eastern Aleppo in recent days. A fighter on the government side in Aleppo said the army and its allies had now driven a wedge through eastern Aleppo, leaving a corridor for rebels to quit the northern part for the south. Salih Muslim, joint head of the Syrian Kurdish PYD party, said today that between 6,000 and 10,000 civilians had fled to Aleppo's Kurdish-controlled Sheikh Maqsoud district from areas of the city where pro-government forces advanced in recent days. France's ruling Socialist Party has found itself in the spotlight after the decisive choice of a presidential candidate of the centre-right piled pressure on President François Hollande's left to find a champion of its own. François Fillon won his party's primaries by a comfortable majority to stand for Les Républicains in next April's presidential election, and polls suggest that he and far-right National Front candidate Marine Le Pen may fight it out for the presidency in a second round, with Fillon looking set to win. Fillon's plans to slash public sector spending by €100 billion in 5 years and cut jobs and his conservative views on social issues could steal votes from far-right National Front candidate Marine Le Pen, but also alienate centrist voters. Yet the socialists and the broader left are deeply divided, and President François Hollande is being challenged by his Prime Minister Manuel Valls. Now for the weather forecast. It will be cloudy at times tomorrow with the possibility of isolated rain early in the day and more local rain and isolated showers late in the afternoon and during the evening. Winds will be moderate southeasterly force 4. The sea will be slight to moderate. Temperatures will reach 19 Celsius inland and in coastal areas and 9 over the mountains. Unsettled weather is expected on Wednesday with local rain and isolated showers and possibly snow over the highest Troodos peaks during the night. More rain is expected on Thursday and possibly on Friday. Temperatures will drop gradually and frost is expected over higher ground. The fire hazard is high in all forest areas. That's all from us here. Join us tomorrow for more news in English. Have a very good evening.